Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 2 of Society's Daughter. In this podcast, I discuss how the themes and energies of current lunar cycles are showing up in our lives to help us align with our efforts for personal development. Today, we'll be looking at celebrity charts for each of the rising signs to provide real-time examples that might help you connect to where current energies are showing up in your world. The theme of the Pisces lunar cycle is to idealize. What do we need to release from the last year or possibly longer of our lives? What attachments or fears or insecurities do we need to let go of in order to idealize our future? Where have we been holding on to specific outcomes or expectations of others that if we do release those, we will be able to free up our time and our money and our energy so that we can go after our dreams and continue to build the legacy that we hope to achieve in this lifetime? For this podcast, as I mentioned, we're going to take a look at 12 different rising signs that are represented by different celebrities, and we'll look at how these energies that are taking place during this month are playing out in their worlds. And hopefully we can start to make some connections and see how those energies might feel similar to where they're showing up in our lives. We'll start with our Pisces rising, Gwenyth Paltrow. The new moon in Pisces activated Miss Paltrow's first house of identity and personality with themes of personal new beginnings. This phase encouraged introspection and the release of outdated self-perceptions. Miss Paltrow's return to acting in the upcoming film Marty Supreme, directed by Josh Safdie and co-starring Timothée Chalamet, signifies a renewed focus on her acting career. She portrays the wife of a professional ping pong player who becomes involved with Chalamet's character. In a recent interview, Miss Paltrow discussed the film's numerous intimate scenes and her preference for spontaneity, opting out of using an intimacy coordinator to avoid feeling artistically stifled. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Paltrow's third house of processing and responding with themes related to communication, learning, and community engagement. Miss Paltrow's recent interview with Vanity Fair showcases her openness about personal topics, including experiences with motherhood and her evolving identity as her children leave for college. She introduced the term freebirds to describe parents transitioning to an empty nest, reflecting a positive outlook on this stage of life. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Paltrow's seventh house of relating and harmonizing. The seventh house deals with themes of contractual partnerships and diplomatic relations. This phase signifies a culmination and potential transformation in her personal connections. Miss Paltrow's reflections on her marriage to Brad Falchuk and her co-parenting with ex-husband Chris Martin highlight her commitment to maintaining harmonious relationships. Her candid discussions about these dynamics suggest a release of past challenges, fostering healthier partnerships. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Paltrow's 10th house of image and legacy. This house is associated with career and public reputation. Miss Paltrow's recent sale of her Los Angeles home, which she purchased with Chris Martin for $22 million, indicates a significant shift in her public and personal life. This decision reflects a release of past attachments and a readiness to embrace new professional endeavors, including her acting projects and business ventures. Throughout this lunar cycle, Gwyneth Paltrow exemplifies the theme of release by embracing new roles, redefining personal identities, and making significant life changes. Her openness about her experiences and willingness to adapt demonstrate a readiness to let go of past constraints, paving the way for continued growth and fulfillment in her personal and professional life. Next, we look at Aries Rising, Kendall Jenner. The new moon in Pisces on February the 28th activated Miss Jenner's 12th house associated with unknowns and transitions. Themes here relate to introspection and subconscious patterns. This period likely encouraged her to reflect on personal matters and consider releasing or committing to evolve relationships with people, habits, or beliefs into alignment with what she wants for her future. This coincides with Miss Jenner officially reuniting with on-again, off-again boyfriend Devin Booker. The first quarter moon in Gemini on March the 7th activated Miss Jenner's second house of resources and worth. Themes of the second house relate to finances and personal values. This phase might have prompted her to evaluate her financial strategies and reassess her priorities. There were likely discussions about her career and investments, including her involvement in the fashion industry and other business ventures. During this time, Miss Jenner was seen at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden with her sister Kylie and Timothée Chalamet. Fitting that she show her sisterly support working with the first quarter moon in Gemini, the sign of twins and siblings. The full moon eclipse in Virgo on March the 14th illuminated Miss Jenner's sixth house, focusing on care and management. Sixth house themes deal with health, daily routines, and work. This powerful lunation presented an opportunity to refine her routines, ensuring that they support her overall health and professional efficiency. It's noted that during this week, Miss Jenner was traveling in New Orleans to promote her tequila brand 818. The upcoming last quarter moon in Capricorn on March 21st will activate Miss Jenner's ninth house, associated with spirituality and explorations. The ninth house relates to higher learning, travel, and philosophical beliefs. This phase may encourage her to reassess her long-term goals and beliefs, considering new perspectives that align with her evolving vision. It could also inspire her to explore new educational opportunities or travel experiences to expand upon what she's trying to create. Throughout this cycle, Ms. Jenner has been shedding old limitations while embracing growth in her relationships, career, and personal aspirations, and she's positioning herself for greater alignment with her ideal path moving forward. Next, we have Taurus Rising, Denise Richards. The new moon in Pisces on February 28th activated Ms. Richards' 11th house, governing groups and contributions. The 11th house relates to friendships, social networks, and aspirations. This phase encouraged Ms. Richards to set new intentions within her social circles and align her personal goals with collective endeavors. Notably, Ms. Richards has launched her new reality series, Denise Richards and Her Wild Things, offering viewers an intimate look into her life. This reflects her desire to connect with a broader audience and share her personal journey, aligning with the 11th house themes of community and shared visions. The first quarter moon in Gemini on March 6th activated Ms. Richards' first house, associated with identity and personality. The first house focuses on self-identity and personal expressions. This period often presents challenges that prompt self-reflection and growth. During this phase, Ms. Richards addressed her daughter Sammy's desire for a nose job due to bullying about her resemblance to her father, Charlie Sheen. Denise expressed sadness over Sammy's wish for rhinoplasty, reflecting concerns about body image and societal pressures. This situation likely led to Denise to reflect on her role as a mother and as a public figure, considering how her family's experiences influence their identities. The full moon eclipse in Virgo on March the 14th illuminated Miss Richards' fifth house, which governs passions and projects. Fifth house themes relate to creativity, children, and outward expressions. Eclipses often signify pivotal turning points, bringing underlying issues to the surface. During this time, Denise's 13-year-old daughter, Eloise, accidentally discovered her mother's explicit OnlyFans photos on her iPad. Denise referred to the incident as a mishap, highlighting the complexities of balancing personal expression with parental responsibilities. This event underscores the need to reassess boundaries and communication within her family, aligning with the fifth house themes of children and self-expression. The last quarter moon in Capricorn on March 21st will activate Miss Richards' eighth house, associated with intimates and assets. Themes here include transformation, shared resources, and deep psychological processes. This phase encourages releasing what no longer serves her and committing to what does while structuring aspects of her life for long-term stability. Miss Richards' recent return to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after a 3-year hiatus exemplifies this energy. She described her return as bizarre, indicating a period of reassessment and transformation in her public persona and professional relationships. Throughout this Pisces lunar cycle, Denise Richards has navigated significant transformations, each phase encouraging her to release past limitations and realign with her evolving aspirations. By shedding outdated roles and embracing authenticity, she paves the way for a future rooted in self-awareness, resilience, and deeper connections. Next is Gemini Rising, Mindy Kaling. The new moon in Pisces activated Miss Kaling's 10th house, which governs image and legacy. Themes of the 10th house relate to career and public reputation. This signifies new beginnings or a reimagining of one's professional path. Miss Kaling recently reflected on her early career experiences, expressing feelings of exclusion from Hollywood's comedy cliques. She noted that this sense of isolation only fueled her ambition and drive for independent success. This introspection may have prompted a reassessment of her career trajectory and her public persona. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Kaling's first house, associated with identity and personality. First house themes are related to physical appearance and how we're seen by others. This energy encourages individuals to address personal challenges and assert their individuality. Miss Kaling is a single mother of 3. She has humorously shared how her household has transformed, stating it looks like she runs a preschool. This candid acknowledgement reflects her adaptability and the evolving nature of her personal life, resonating with the Gemini moon's influence of self-perception and daily interactions. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Kaling's 4th house, which pertains to home and heritage. Themes here relate to the home environment, family dynamics, and working through past or limiting beliefs. Eclipses often signify pivotal turning points or revelations. During this phase, Ms. Kaling provided a rare update on her personal life, discussing the dynamics of dating as a single mother. This reflection underscores a release of traditional expectations and embraces a future where she defines familial and personal fulfillment on her own. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Ms. Kaling's 7th house, pertaining to relating and harmonizing within partnerships. This phase involves a reevaluation, letting go, and committing to relationships or agreements that are in alignment with her growth. Ms. Kaling has recently collaborated with Kate Hudson on the comedy series Running Point, which has garnered attention and has now renewed for a 2nd season. Throughout this Pisces cycle, Mindy Kaling is embracing release to redefine her career, identity, home life, and partnerships. Reflecting on past exclusion in Hollywood has allowed her to reclaim her professional path with renewed purpose, while candidly navigating single motherhood signals an evolving self-image. Our Cancer rising today is Meghan Sussex. The new moon in Pisces on February 28th activated Miss Sussex's 8th house, pertaining to intimates and assets, with themes of transformation, shared resources, and personal growth. During this phase, Miss Sussex launched her solo Netflix project, With Love, Meghan. The series offers a glimpse into her lifestyle, focusing on domestic activities like cooking and beekeeping. This endeavor signifies a transformative step, allowing her to share personal aspects of her life with the public. However, the show has received mixed reviews. Some critics have described it as out of touch, portraying an idealized version of domestic life that may not resonate with all audiences. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Sussex's 11th house, associated with groups and contributions, with themes related to friendships, social networks, and public image. During this time, Meghan faced public scrutiny due to a scene in her Netflix series where raw chicken was stored improperly, raising food safety concerns. This incident sparked discussions on social media, reflecting the challenges of maintaining a positive public image amidst widespread attention. The full moon eclipse in Virgo activated Miss Sussex's 3rd house of processing and responding. 3rd house themes relate to communication, networking, and our environments. During this phase, Miss Justine Bateman criticized Meghan Sussex and Prince Harry for their perceived victimization narrative, referring to it as a victim Olympics campaign. Miss Bateman's comments highlight the ongoing challenges that Miss Sussex faces in media representation and public perception. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Sussex's 6th house of care and management. The 6th house focuses on daily routines, work, and health. This phase will represent opportunities for her to reassess her daily practices and professional commitments, ensuring that they align with her long-term goals and well-being. The recall to release outdated narratives and embrace future possibilities is evident as she navigates her evolving public persona. Throughout this lunar cycle, Miss Sussex is urged to release outdated narratives and refine how she shares her public story with the public. This cycle provides opportunity to realign her daily commitments with long-term aspirations, reinforcing the importance of mindful self-management and authenticity in shaping her future. Today's Leo rising is Blake Lively. The new moon in Pisces on February the 28th activated Miss Lively's 7th house, which governs relating and harmonizing. 7th house themes include partnerships and significant relationships. During this period, Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, showcased a united front amidst ongoing legal challenges. They shared a heartfelt moment on Instagram during a family baking session, highlighting their solidarity and mutual support. This public display underscores the strength of their partnership during a time of external pressures. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Lively's 10th house, associated with image and legacy. Themes here pertain to career and public standing. This phase coincided with the announcement of a documentary titled He Said, She Said, Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni, set to explore the legal disputes between Lively and her co-star. The documentary's focus on her professional relationships and public persona reflects the 10th house themes of reputation and career dynamics. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Lively's second house, associated with resources and worth. The second house deals with personal finances, resources, and values. During this time, reports emerged of Lively and Reynolds seeking to dismiss Justin Baldoni's $400 million defamation lawsuit against them. This legal move directly impacts their financial standing and reflects a critical evaluation of their core values and resources in response to external challenges. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Lively's fifth house of passions and projects. Fifth house themes relate to children and outward expressions of creativity. This period may prompt her to reassess her creative ventures and public engagements, considering how they align with her evolving personal narrative. The legal disputes and public scrutiny serve as catalysts for her to let go of past narratives and redefine her path forward. By confronting these challenges, Miss Lively has the opportunity to align more closely with her authentic self and future goals. Blake Lively's Pisces Lunar Cycle journey highlights the theme of release as she navigates significant shifts in relationships, career, finances, and creative expression. From reinforcing her partnership with Ryan Reynolds amidst legal pressures to confronting public narratives about her reputation and financial security, she's shedding outdated dynamics to build a more authentic and empowered future. Next, we look at Virgo Rising, Brooke Shields. The new moon in Pisces activated Miss Shields' sixth house of care and management. This house relates to health, daily routines, and how we are of service to others. This energy encourages introspection and the release of habits that no longer serve her well-being. In her recent memoir, Brooke Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old, she candidly discusses her experiences with aging and health challenges, including a grand mal seizure, which was caused by low sodium levels. By sharing these personal stories, Ms. Shields demonstrates her commitment to embracing her health journey and inspiring others to prioritize their well-being. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Ms. Shields' ninth house, associated with spirituality and exploration. This house relates to her higher learning, publishing, travel, and personal growth. These energies align with her recent endeavors, such as guest hosting The Kelly Clarkson Show during Kelly's absence. Her willingness to step into new roles and share her insights reflects a readiness to expand her horizons and release limiting beliefs. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Shields' first house of identity and personality, shedding light on themes of personal beginnings. This time signifies a culmination of personal growth and the shedding of outdated self-perceptions. Her recent appearance at the 2025 Sag Awards, where she donned a reflective sequin gown reminiscent of her iconic 80s Calvin Klein ad, symbolizes a harmonious blend of her past and present selves. This event highlights her ability to honor her history while embracing her evolving identity. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Shields' fourth house of home and heritage, related to themes of comfort, family security, and evolving old storylines. This period invites her to reflect on her personal life and the importance of a supportive home environment. In her memoir, she opens up about her experiences with miscarriage and the challenges of motherhood, shedding light on deeply personal aspects of her life. By sharing these stories, Ms. Shields not only releases past traumas, but also fosters a deeper connection with her audience, encouraging others to embrace their own narratives. Throughout this Pisces lunar cycle, Brooke Shields exemplifies the power of release in order to step into an idealized future. By openly sharing her health struggles, embracing new career opportunities, honoring her evolving identity, and reflecting on deeply personal experiences, she sheds outdated narratives and inspires others to do the same. This period encourages her to continue releasing limiting beliefs and past traumas, creating space for personal growth, deeper connections, and a renewed sense of purpose. Today's Libra rising is Venus Williams. The new moon in Pisces activated Miss Williams's fifth house of passions and projects related to themes of creativity, children, self-expression, and personal joy. This energy encourages embracing new forms of self expression and releasing past limitations. Recently, Miss Williams showcased her fashion forward side by attending the Lacoste show at Paris Fashion Week, donning a stylish green overcoat and scarf. This appearance highlights her ability to explore creative avenues beyond tennis, reflecting a harmonious blend of her athletic and fashion interests. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Williams' eighth house of intimates and assets. The eighth house is associated with transformation, shared resources, and personal growth. This energy aligns with Miss Williams' recent decision to decline a wildcard entry to the 2025 Indian Wells tournament. Initially, she was offered a spot in the tournament, marking a potential return to competitive tennis after a year-long hiatus. However, Miss Williams chose not to participate, indicating a readiness to release past expectations and prioritize her current well-being and interests. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Williams' 12th house of unknowns and transitions. This house relates to themes of introspection, healing, and the subconscious. This powerful phase signifies a culmination of inner reflection, the shedding of outdated patterns, and a choosing to move forward with personal goals. Recent engagement rumors have surfaced, sparked by sightings of Miss Williams with a diamond band on her left finger alongside her boyfriend, Andrea Preti. While the couple maintains a private relationship, this development suggests a deepening personal connection and a potential new chapter in her personal life. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Williams' third house of processing and responding. This house relates to the environments we frequent, communication, community, and learning. This period invites Miss Williams to engage in new dialogues and share her experiences. Her recent public appearances, such as attending high-profile fashion events, reflect her willingness to connect with broader audiences and explore interests beyond the tennis court. These endeavors highlight her multifaceted identity and her ability to adapt and grow in various domains. Throughout this Pisces lunar cycle, Venus Williams is embracing transformation by releasing past expectations and stepping into new creative and personal endeavors. From exploring fashion at Paris Fashion Week to declining a competitive tennis return, deepening personal relationships, and engaging with new communities, she's shedding old limitations to idealize a future that aligns with her evolving passions and well-being. Next, we look at Scorpio Rising, Jessica Simpson. The new moon in Pisces activated Miss Simpson's fourth house of home and heritage. Fourth house themes relate to the home environment, family dynamics, and evolving past stories. This phase encouraged introspection and the release of domestic patterns that no longer serve her well-being. Ms. Simpson's recently announced her separation from husband Eric Johnson after 10 years of marriage. She candidly shared that the split turned her world upside down, marking a significant shift in her personal life. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Ms. Simpson's seventh house of relating and harmonizing. This house is associated with contractual partnerships and diplomatic relationships. This period aligns with Ms. Simpson's return to the public eye as she performed live for the first time in 15 years at the Luck Reunion Festival in Texas. Her performance included new songs like Leave, which addresses themes of heartbreak and personal betrayal, communicating her recent relationship experiences. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Simpson's 11th house of groups and contributions. The 11th house represents friendships, social networks, and aspirations. This powerful phase signifies a culmination of personal growth and the shedding of outdated social connections. Miss Simpson's candid expression during her performances, including playful gestures, indicates a release of past inhibitions and a renewed commitment to authentic self-expression. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Ms. Simpson's second house of resources and worth, focusing on personal finances, values, and self-esteem. This period invites Ms. Simpson to assess her material and emotional priorities. Her forthcoming EP, Nashville Canyon Part 1, set to release on March 21st, reflects her journey of self-discovery and resilience. The lead single, Use My Heart Against Me, addresses themes of vulnerability and empowerment, marking a significant step in her musical comeback. Jessica Simpson's Pisces lunar cycle reflects a profound journey of release and renewal as she sheds past domestic patterns, reclaims her artistic voice, and redefines her sense of self. From navigating the upheaval of her divorce to stepping back into the spotlight with raw, heartfelt music, she is embracing change with authenticity. using her experiences as fuel to shape a future rooted in self-worth, creative freedom, and emotional resilience. Next, we look at Sagittarius Rising, Jada Pinkett-Smith. The new moon in Pisces activated Miss Pinkett-Smith's third house of processing and responding. The third house relates to communication, community, and the environments we frequent. This phase encourages open dialogue and the release of outdated communication patterns. Recently, she and Will Smith have been candid about their unconventional marriage, revealing that they have been living separately since 2016 but remain committed to figuring out their relationship. Despite personal challenges, they continue to collaborate professionally, sharing production companies and remaining involved in each other's networks. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Pinkett-Smith's seventh house of relating and harmonizing. This house is associated with communication, contractual partnerships, and relating diplomatically. This period aligns with her recent endeavors, such as her candid discussions about her marriage and her memoir, Worthy. Miss Pinkett-Smith has openly shared insights into their relationship dynamics, emphasizing their deep love and ongoing efforts to redefine their partnership. This openness reflects a readiness to expand her horizons and release limiting beliefs about traditional relationship structures. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Pinkett-Smith's 10th house of image and legacy with themes pertaining to career and public life. This powerful phase signifies a culmination of professional endeavors and the shedding of outdated public perceptions. Despite the cancellation of her talk show, Red Table Talk, Miss Pinkett-Smith continues to engage with her audience through various platforms, demonstrating resilience and adaptability in her career. This period may encourage her to release past professional roles and embrace new opportunities that align with her evolving identity. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Pinkett-Smith's first house of identity and personality. This period invites her to reflect on personal life and exemplifies the theme of release by confronting personal challenges, embracing new roles, and redefining her identity. Miss Pinkett-Smith's openness about her marriage, career transitions, and family dynamics serves as an inspiration for others to let go of societal expectations and embrace their authentic selves. By releasing past constraints, Miss Pinkett-Smith paves the way for a future filled with continued growth, resilience, and empowerment. The Pisces lunar cycle has encouraged Jada Pinkett-Smith's open dialogue and the release of outdated communication patterns as she and Will Smith continue to redefine their unconventional marriage. This cycle of release is further embodied in her willingness to openly share the evolution of her relationship, professional transitions, and her personal growth, while she embraces authenticity and paves the way for a future free from limiting expectations. Today's Capricorn rising is Ariana Grande. The new moon in Pisces activated Ms. Grande's second house of finances and worth with themes related to income, personal values, and self-esteem. This phase encourages reassessment of material possessions and financial strategies. Ms. Grande's recent announcement of the deluxe edition of her album Eternal Sunshine, set for release on March 28th, reflects this energy. The deluxe version includes 6 new tracks such as Twilight Zone, Warm, and Hampstead, the latter inspired by her time filming Wicked in the United Kingdom. This endeavor not only adds value to her discography, but also showcases her evolving artistic expression. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Grande's 5th house of passions and projects. The 5th house relates to creativity, inner children, your inner child, children, self-expression, and passionate projects. Ms. Grande's foray into directing and starring in the short film Brighter Days Ahead, which accompanies her new album release, aligns with this energy. Collaborating with director Christian Breslar, who is known for his work with artists like Lizzo and Iggy Azalea, Ariana expands her creative horizons, embracing new roles in the entertainment industry. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Ms. Grande's 8th house of intimates and assets with themes related to transformation, shared resources, and personal growth. This phase signifies a period of profound change and the release of old patterns. Ms. Grande's recent reflections on her appearance and health during the Wicked press tour highlight her journey towards self-acceptance and well-being. Addressing public comments about her physique, she emphasized the importance of kindness and refraining from unsolicited opinions, indicating a release from societal pressures and a focus on personal authenticity. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Grande's 12th house of unknowns and transitions. The 12th house is associated with introspection, subconscious patterns, and spiritual growth. Her decision to step back from touring in 2025 and make acting a current priority will allow her to immerse herself fully in projects and explore new facets of her artistic identity. Ariana Grande's Pisces lunar cycle encourages a reassessment of her finances and self-worth, reflected in her upcoming deluxe album release and the new tracks that showcase her evolving artistry. This phase of release, tied to personal growth and transformation, is also seen in her shift towards directing, her focus on self-acceptance, and her decision to step back from touring to fully explore new artistic ventures, paving the way for an empowered future. Today's Aquarius Rising is Zendaya. The new moon in Pisces activated Miss Zendaya's first house of identity and personality. This phase encourages introspection and the release of outdated self-perceptions. Recently, Miss Zendaya and her fiancé Tom Holland chose to skip out on the 2025 Oscars, despite her film Dune Part 2 being nominated for Best Picture. This decision reflects a desire to prioritize personal boundaries over public expectations, allowing her to redefine her public persona. The first quarter moon in Gemini activated Miss Zendaya's fourth house of home and heritage. Fourth house themes relate to the home environment, family dynamics, and evolving past stories. This period highlights Miss Zendaya's engagement to Tom Holland, which they have chosen to keep private. Their decision to enjoy their engagement without rushing into marriage indicates a focus on building a solid foundation together, releasing societal pressures to conform to traditional timelines. The full moon eclipse in Virgo illuminated Miss Zendaya's eighth house of intimates and assets, with themes related to transformation and shared resources. This phase signifies a period of deep introspection and release of past fears. Miss Zendaya's collaboration with Robert Pattinson in the upcoming film The Drama exemplifies this transformative energy. When Pattinson expressed anxiety over a scene, Miss Zendaya provided reassurance, demonstrating her ability to navigate complex emotional landscapes and support her colleagues through periods of uncertainty. The last quarter moon in Capricorn will activate Miss Zendaya's 12th house of unknowns and transitions, associated with introspection and release. Miss Zendaya's absence from the Louis Vuitton Fall 2025 Paris Fashion Week suggests a deliberate retreat from the public eye, allowing her time for reflection and renewal. This withdrawal indicates a conscious effort to release external expectations and focus on personal well-being. Miss Zendaya's Pisces lunar cycle has encouraged introspection and the release of outdated self-perceptions as she prioritizes personal boundaries over public expectations, including skipping the 2025 Oscars. This cycle of release is further exemplified through her private engagement and withdrawal from external pressures, paving the way for a future defined by authenticity, inner growth, and deeper connections. Now that we have looked at all 12 zodiac rising signs, how are you all working with the points and themes of the Pisces lunar cycle?
When we are
as we head into the last phase of this cycle with the last quarter moon in Capricorn,
that will be
I invite you to feel your way through any final releases that are coming up in order to start to develop a framework around what it is that's calling to you
all the
to dream
things
bigger
that we
and
have set
explore
into
further
motion at
potential.
this period of time. So take note now
That we have
of
looked
the
at all 12
relationships and the
zodiac rising
people,
signs,
the places
how are
and
you all
things that
working
we have
with the
started
points
to
and
release,
themes of the
and
Pisces
take
lunar
note
cycle?
of the dreams that
As
have
we head
started
into the
to
last phase of this
filter
cycle with the
into
last
our
quarter moon
actual
in
living
Capricorn,
experience,
I invite you to
and
feel your way
reflect
through
back
any
6
final
months from
releases
now
that
to
are
see
coming up
how
in
they
order to
are
start to
showing
develop
up,
a
how we are
framework
showing
around
up
what it is that's
in those
calling to you
practices.
to dream
As
bigger
well,
and
at that
explore further
time,
potential.
it's really going to be calling on testing
Now that we have looked at all 12 zodiac rising
systems,
signs,
new schedules,
how are you
new
all
ways of
working with the
taking care
points
of
and themes
ourselves
of the Pisces
that will be
lunar
supporting
cycle?
those.
As
And
we head into
again,
the
this is
last
all
phase
part
of
of
this
eclipse
cycle with the
energy.
last
We'll
quarter
have
moon
another
in
eclipse
Capricorn,
season
I
6 months
invite
from
you to
now in the
feel your way
fall.
through any
And
final
these
releases that are
energies
coming up
are
in order
really
to
about
start to develop a
solidifying what it
framework
is that
around
needs
what
to
it
be
is that's
released,
calling
and
to you
it's
to
also
dream
about
bigger and
solidifying
explore
where we're
further
going to that's
potential.
fated for us. These are things that we're meant to go
Now that we
towards,
have
and we
looked at
feel
all
them within
12
us. That's
zodiac
what
rising
those
signs,
dreams are telling
how are
us,
you
and
all
that's why
working
we're
with
going
the
to go
points and
after them. The
themes of the
dreams that we
Pisces
have are
lunar
meant for
cycle?
us. It's up to
As we
us to
head
go
into the
after them
last
and
phase
reach
of this
them.
cycle with the last quarter moon in Capricorn, Next
For
month, we
now,
enter a
the moon
brand
will
new
continue on
zodiac
its
year with the
journey,
Aries lunar
entering
cycle.
into Aries.
On March
and
28th, we
beginning
will
an
enter this
entirely
cycle with the
new
new moon
cycle of
eclipse in
development
Aries.
that will take us
This will
through
be
the
the
month
last
of
eclipse in
April
Aries,
and focus
culminating
on
the
the
new
theme
beginnings
of
we've begun to
spark.
explore since July of 2023.
For now, the moon
From
will
that time
continue
to
on its
present,
journey,
we have been
entering
focusing on
into
releasing
Aries and
relationships,
beginning an
partnerships, and
entirely
old
new
styles of
cycle of
communicating that
development
no longer
that will
serve
take
us
us
as we
through the
forge
month of
ahead to
April
evolve our
and
dreams.
focus on the theme
What
of
spark of
spark.
inspiration took fire at that time for
For
you?
now, the
What
moon
have
will
you learned
continue
about
on its
your
journey,
personal fire
entering
to
into
go
Aries
after the life that
and
you want
beginning
for
an
yourself?
entirely new
Where have you
cycle of
surprised
development
yourself by your
that will take
bravery,
us through the
confidence,
month of
enthusiasm,
April
and
and
spontaneity
focus on the
fueled by your
theme of
passion to
spark.
create? April is a
For
significant month
now,
to make
the moon will
bold steps
continue on its
based on
journey,
the experience that
entering
have
into
transpired during
Aries
this time.
and beginning an
Our actions
entirely
now
new
set the
cycle of
stage for what we hope
development
to evolve
that will
into
take
our
us through
legacy
the
over the
month of
next 2
April and
decades.
focus on the theme.
If you would
Aries
like your
spark
chart to be
is the
used as an
fire that will
example in
ignite
next
the
month's
change
podcast,
that is going
dealing
to
with
take
the
us
theme of
through a
spark,
whole
leave
year
a
of
comment or
development
send a
that will
direct
move us
message and
through
I will
every
contact you
single
with
area
next
of our
steps.
chart. But this first
If you would
place
like
of
your chart to be
development
used as an
begins with
example
that
in
really
next
does
month's
focus
podcast,
on
dealing with
that
the
which
theme of
speaks to
spark,
our
leave a comment
assertiveness
or
in this
send a
world,
direct
how
message
we
and I
step
will
into
contact you
things,
with
go
next
after
steps.
things that are calling to us,
If
how
you
we
would like your chart to
see
be
that
used as
vision
an
and see that
example in
dream and
next
then
month's
go for
podcast,
it. Aries
dealing
is
with
an
the theme of
exciting month. It is
spark,
the first
leave a
month of
comment
the
or send a
zodiac
direct
year.
message
It
and
is the
I will
beginning of
contact you with
spring. It
next
is when
steps.
life is coming back after the
If you
long,
would like
dark
your chart
winter,
to be used as an
and I
example
can't
in
wait to
next
share
month's
that cycle with
podcast,
you.
dealing with the Aries lunar cycle will begin with the new moon solar eclipse on Saturday, March 28th. The cycle of spark will focus on taking the initiative to act on our dreams. The first quarter moon in Cancer on April the 5th will bring awareness as to how we need to move past any old stories that are holding us back. It will also encourage us to strengthen our boundaries in order to support our creativity as we trailblaze our way into new ventures. The full moon in Libra on April the 13th invites us to show up in our partnerships with our new styles of relating and communicating in order to support mutual growth. It will also demonstrate for us the growth that others have made over the last 18 months. And with the last quarter moon in Capricorn on April the 20th, we will have another opportunity to follow through with how we wish to build our framework in support of our actions for growth over the months ahead. Society's Daughter podcast is released during the full moon phase of each lunar cycle. You can explore my lunar cycle videos, weekly updates, and astrology tutorials on YouTube and Substack. For deep dive readers, I post weekly articles to Substack exploring how we are working with current energies. And I also share tips, insight, and reflective visuals on Instagram. My new course, Archetypes of the Zodiac, is available through the Maven's Call website. This is a platform dedicated to supporting women as they develop their creative processes and passionate callings into real-life applications. My new course, Archetypes of the Zodiac, is available through the Maven's Call website. This is a platform dedicated to supporting women as they develop their creative processes and passionate callings into real-life applications. My new course, Archetypes of the Zodiac, is available through the Maven's Call website. This is a platform dedicated to supporting women as they develop their creative processes and passionate callings into real-life applications. My new course, Archetypes of the Zodiac, is available through the Maven's Call website. This is a platform dedicated to supporting women as they develop their creative processes and passionate callings into real-life applications. My new course, Archetypes of the Zodiac, is available through the Maven's Call website. This is a platform dedicated to supporting women as they develop their creative processes and passionate callings into real-life applications. My new course, and that is all for today's episode. I look forward to hearing from you as to how the Pisces lunar cycle has moved you through release in order to idealize your future. I can't wait to see the dreams that will catch spark in the coming weeks for all of us. Till next time.